So, I'm in Dulles Airport, and I'm flying back to LA tonight. Before I get to my round today, which I'll show later, I wanted to talk about my day yesterday, and people who don't ride horses or have never been around horses may not get what I'm about to say or talk about, but just bear with me. So yesterday was maybe one of the worst days that I've had in my life riding horses. So, if you ride horses, you're going to fall off. And, it's going to happen in a variety of ways. And the longer you ride, the more variety of ways you're going to fall off. If you're lucky, you don't hurt yourself and you don't hurt your horse. Yesterday was not that. So, I had around yesterday, and we had a FEI speed class yesterday. My first round on my horse, Special, was super. She was, I think we would have been top 3. Second to last fence, I tried to leave a stride out, and it didn't work. We chipped, and the fence came down, we circled and jumped it. Then on my second horse, new horse, Kalinka, I've showed videos of her before. We're warming up in the warm-up ring. We're warming up. And again, for people who don't know horses, this won't make sense, but warming up, and she jumping up 3'6" oxer, she took off a stride early. So many, many feet too early. And I'd be lying if I said, it was completely a fluke, but I was trying to get her down close to the oxer, part of the warm-up. Were there parts that were my fault? Yeah, absolutely. But she took off a stride early. So basically what that means is you take off 10 feet, roughly, earlier than you're supposed to, which means you crash through the fence that you left a stride early too. So my first time doing it, I've done it before. Every single time I've done it, I've fallen off. This time was different. So I fell off. So we took off a stride early. I think I broke a record for the farthest distance I've been flung. But I landed, I rolled, and it was fine. But when I turned around and I looked up, actually, no. Let me step back. So a while ago, someone was interviewing me for an article, and they asked me, they said, what drives you as horsemen to improve? And my answer was actually never published because honestly the person who asked me was very surprised by my answer, and my answer is still the same. What drives me to be better and to learn more and to continue to improve at what I do is shame. Now again, that's not what you expect me to say. People would say, because I want to win, because I want to be the best I can be, because I want to, do all sorts of things, your creativity can figure it out. But for me, it's shame. Because that fear of shame is what makes me want to avoid it at all costs. I don't want to ever feel like I treated any animal in any way that was negative. And or not even just negative, but just I don't want to be the cause of anyone. People, screw people. People suck. Everyone knows that. You know, people suck, but animals don't. And I don't. The reason why shame drives me is because when I feel like something that happened under my care could have been prevented, I feel the deepest levels of shame. It's overpowering. And it's one of those things that just kind of takes over your body and just prevents you from being able to. Again, I don't know. For me, it's shame. So, back to yesterday. So, we took off the stride early. I've done it before. I've been flung before. I flipped over before. And all that. And when I got flung off, I rolled, popped back up, and I got lucky. And I turned around. My horse wasn't. As I was falling, I could hear my grooms and my trainer yell in shock. And when I turned around, my horse was on the ground. And she didn't get up. And she didn't get up for a while. And I thought she broke her neck. She's laying there shaking. Even now it's so difficult. And what's so hard is, you sit there as a rider and you rode that horse. You picked that distance. That was your choice. And now your horse is laying on the ground, shaking. The horse ambulance is pulling up, and people are talking about euthanizing it. It's the worst experience. Now in this case, she ended up getting up. She got up. I think she was so much in shock. She needed a chance to breathe. But she got up. And my vet was there. And we spent hours going over her x-ray, ultrasounding, doing all sorts of things. And she'll continue to do more tests tomorrow. And honestly, she's fine. She's fine. She tore her bicep, but we basically took off 10 to 12 feet early and she landed directly on her shoulder. She's fine. She'll be fine. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, she'll be fine. But her laying there, just shaking. I think it was the worst experience I've ever had with horses. Because it was my fault. There's no one else's. She tried. It was my fault. And so, back to what I said earlier, what drives me is shame. because I never want that. Ever. You know, I want to get better. Not because I want to win every jump off. I want to be clear every time. But because I never want to have that feeling. I never want to make a mistake. I don't want ever anything to be bad for the horses. Because they're innocent. They try so hard. And mistakes that I make, I can't live with myself if I know I could have been better.
Patient customers Nurbanu Virani, Daniel Chang, and Frederick Young.
That was a rough day, yes.
Everett, Sarah Siefenthaler.
I don't know what would have happened
And
if
Cynthia Stack.
it didn't turn out the way that it did. But she's doing great. She's walking, she's trotting, she's feeling good. She's gonna stay a couple days in in Virginia, have a few more tests done, and then she'll fly home to California. You know, we don't want to take any chances. But I just wanted to share that part about me that, you know, sound different. I mean, who gets driven by shame? I mean, it's a weird thing to have, but that's, for me, that's what it is. I mean, the shame of having something negative happen, I think is a very powerful thing, and for me, it drives me to continue to push boundaries and be the best, not the best rider, but the best treater of horses that I can be. Okay, well, that was really heavy, but it was on my mind, and I wanted to say it. So now, here is my round from today. Now, actually, I'm not going to say anything about today. Here you go. This is my round from today. This is the 4-star Grand Prix